September. I'm a bit late. I've had lots I've been doing, but we're going to tuck through these reads and see what's coming up. Okay, I found the ruin. We'll get the cards. How are we all doing? Better late than never, right? So we have, after this, we are doing Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I have some clients today, and then we'll get into the read for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. And any external energies, and potentially throughout the month I'll probably maybe even do videos every day to every second or third day, and that will be linking into the Twin Flame Collective. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed and clicked the bell, click the bell. Now, if you're wanting a reading, you can go to the link directly below. For those of you that don't know, I cover the astrology. I use my psychic energy that I get tune-ins from, which I know we're deeply overdue for a twin flame update. How are we doing, Giggle? I got a few messages this morning for the feminine. I'm like, okay, feminines. And, you know, it's funny. I do think we need to look at our energy at the moment. And it really resonated with me linking to 2 years ago where I was on the path. And I was like, ouch, feminines, where are you guys at? Anywho, this is for Capricorn. And the next video we'll do is Aries. Yeah, it's funny vibes, eh? Funny vibes. Okay, so the ruin that you guys have is this for Capricorn, which will relate to all of us collectively. And that's because we have a lot of heavy Capricorn placements in all of our charts at the moment. We've got Saturn in Capricorn, we've got Jupiter in Capricorn, we've got Pluto in Capricorn, which is going to go. And I'm really looking forward to that. Now, Capricorn, this ruin connects to horse. It links, horse relates to freedom. And it's also the element air. So you might be getting some messages. This can be both at a psychic download or at a level of physical messages that you're waiting for. And also linking into people from the past. Wow. Well, this does make sense for you guys. So ultimately, don't take it personal. You guys are deeply tapped into that energy of accountability, and you intuitively will pick up on the collective energy because we have a lot of placements in your chart at the moment. So you've got Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. We're going to be having Mars going retrograde on the 9th, I think it is. Let me double check. No, yeah, the 9th, correct. Don't want to give you the wrong info. And then we're having on the 13th, we're having Jupiter go direct. So don't be surprised if you guys are feeling that preemptive energy of, gosh, got to move forward, got to level up, this is what I need to do. Really pay attention to your intuition. Now, if you're getting headaches, nausea, you know, ailments that are coming up and you're feeling a little bit woozy, it is because we have the Virgoian aspect there. So with the ascension symptoms, what you'll find is you might be getting little bugs, little tummy aches, getting food poisoning, things to that degree. Be very careful with the handling of your food at the moment. Also, make sure you keep your fluid up because we've got a lot of crown chakra with Neptune and Pisces, which is currently retrograde. So there'll be themes to do with that going on, and there's major transits for, if you're a Capricorn and you're a male, and this is also collective energy, male energies will become more fatigued. Potentially there could be an egoic purge. Females of this zodiac sign, you guys have much of the Venus placements direct. So you could become a little bit more agitated, firm, and aggressive, so to speak. But this is very much a romantic read. It's coming through. I have pulled your romance cards below. And I do feel something's coming down to you in the midst of things. And it's only because we have the Devil card here. But the Devil card lately, how it's been coming through, hasn't really been necessarily, there's a devil energy, which potentially there could be. But it can be devil in the detail. And because this is a Capricorn read, it can be something directly coming down to you because it relates to your zodiac sign. Now, the ruin of what is coming through for you guys: travel, partnership, marriage, self-control. And again, between now and October, because we have Juno in Libra, let's see where Libra falls in your chart, Gabby. Ooh, okay. Relationships in the last month might have been a bit testing, or they could have been super great, right? And the reason being is because we did have Venus in Cancer, and you have the 7th house placement of Cancer. However, between now and October is real D-Day when it does come to these connections. So, you know, if you're a feminine, having the Cancer placement there, a lot of you guys will be assessing where you're at, if the person's leveled up, if things are moving, what needs to transform, what the emotional investment is in that situation. Yeah, great, right? So that frequency there, you're going to be assessing it. Now, also, if you're a male in that energy, it can be emotions connected to family, it can be karmic related dynamics. It depends on how you fall. You could be, there's hundreds of you in the world, but the Venus placement, emotions linking to marriages, contracts, partnerships will be coming up. The assessment and the weighing of the scale, especially with this ruin being linked to air, which is, the scales. It'll be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, which again, Aquarius is very much linked to Saturn as well, very similar to you. You're all looking at, okay, what's the go with this deal? How are we looking at this? Now, it isn't in a journey, and it's astral projection, which I do speak about that in layman's terms, not so much in a sense of manifestation, but what timelines are we tuning into? So if you're tuning into something and you're finding that you don't like the storyline, it's really healthy to click out of that for a little bit, step back and not tune into it too heavily as it's a permanency, but what the vibration in your life would be better, what that would need to look like, not necessarily painting the picture with the individuals, just the direct vibration. Tune into that for a little bit and you'll find solutions will come. In the reversal, and this can be due to external energies or where you fall into, because all month I've been reading these, and last month, both in the upright and the reversal. And the reason being is because we will have high and low vibrations throughout these transits towards the end of the year. So don't get growly at yourself if you do find you fall into a lower frequency. It's a purgatory effect. And this can be recklessness. Hi, Dale. It can be hasty decisions, hasty behavior, disharmony, mistrust, and betrayal. So they can be simply wounds that are coming up with Aries and Chiron. Now, Aries and Chiron retrograde at the moment. It occurred last month. We also have Mars going retrograde, as I mentioned, on the 9th. So we've already had a little bit of a testing time surrounding that. So we've kind of had inklings as to what the heaviest energy is going to be and where those areas are going to be, so that we could kind of sort through those feelings. And you might have felt very fatigued in August. Now what you're going to have is the heavy effect of it. If you've started shifting things around within your capacity to, on your side of the fence, you'll start seeing movement, but things are going to really amp up and become faster, so to speak. They can be frustrations and pettiness happening at a heavier scale. Now, Aries falls in your 4th house of home. And it's interesting because we do have a lot of, between relationships, marriages, contracts, partnerships, which are all our interconnections. And from a spiritual point of view, directly where you look at your home base, where you learn very important lessons, you form belief systems, almost in a child energy. You have 2 cards that are really linking to that here, and that's the 10 of Cups linking to the past, and within your tribe, again, the 4 of Wands. So I'm seeing that as a common theme coming through. If there are frustrations linking to home environment, if there is psychology that's going on that you're needing to assess, be it you're with a partner or you're not, the people in your surroundings and the energy that you're kind of purging, so to speak, because you'll feel nothing's happening. And again, the yin and yang effect is things are moving. It's just, this is really amplifying the frustration in our lives of what really does energetically need to shift, because it's really come to that pivotal point. So I do feel a lot of you are really looking back over all your marriages, contracts, partnerships, and that is due to the fact that currently we do have Venus and Cancer. Now, it is shifting and it is moving into Leo shortly. So in the meantime, if that energy is still there and you're feeling it to be really heavy, be it in your workplace, be it with any of your interconnections, because we have hundreds of relationships, it's with mother, father, co-worker, neighbor, and our connection with ourself, as well as employment and things to that degree. They're all interconnections. Hi, John. So when you're looking at that, with this ruin, you meditating, air frequency, Neptune and Pisces retrograde, the Pisces new moon, which for me is today. What you're getting in a sense is the heaviest vibration of the psychic download. So it is highly advised, if people at the moment are having detoxes, it's highly advised that we keep our fluid intake up. So if you've been feeling dehydrated, it will be due to Neptune and Pisces in retrograde. Just trying to really detoxify. Virgo is health, Pisces is crown chakra. Just really clearing. So you're having clear cognitive thought, you're getting your psychic downloads, you're meditating. If you do get too dense into it, go back and refer to the full moon in Pisces, because there are some tips in it that actually discuss darker energy, with us getting very fatigued and our ascension symptoms. So, hi, Dale. So, with your ascension symptoms, and even if you want to look at it as an astrology forecast, so to speak, and have how to navigate your chakras, you'll feel tired, and it's due to the transit. B, again, the thirst energy. The only way to clear the crown chakra is, again, meditation, interconnection, and having a great relationship with yourself. And really, when we're purging through our egoic auric system, what you tend to get is we're becoming very humanistic, and it's almost like the fight is directly with ourselves and not necessarily with the situations, because we're trying to understand and process it. Then when you're tired, you just don't have that kind of energy for it, and you do tend to purge it, you release. So being fluid at the moment with energy is deeply important, and really surrounding yourself with positive people or having a little bit of time out and quiet. But psychology very largely this month will be coming up. Potentially, yeah, for the whole month. Now, at the moment, again, you guys can be purging. You guys can be maybe wanting to bring something down, walking into a situation, which 9 times out of 10, I do tend to actually advise that you do that. If you see a problem, and you're pretending it's not there, it can become more problematic, and all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. If there is something that needs addressing, either at a Mercury level from communication, or you're digging in and you're plowing through things to get things done, paperwork, and finalization of contracts and things to that degree. If there's loose ends, you must clean them up between now and October. And I'd highly suggest, in the next 2 weeks. It will become harder to do certain things because Mars is retrograde. So don't be surprised if many of you are going to feel like you need a holiday. Even though half of us have had holidays and lockdown, but it's just in general a holiday from the heavy vibration. You will become more fatigued. You won't be interested in really plowing through things. So really getting as much as you can get done now is highly advised. It's going to become heavier as Mars goes retrograde, and it is there for a few months. So it can hinder our progress, but nevertheless, you'll find during retrograde cycles, things will come at you quite fast. So you're just going to have to persevere forward, write a list so that you're not overwhelming yourself, tick through it, and you will get through it. But whatever is coming up this month for you guys, it feels like everything's falling down around you, or emotionally this can be, spiritually, it may even be something has come to a pivotal point and you're right now in the thick of it and like, right, okay, we need to deal with this. Now, moving forward, it is looking great. If you're tapping into your psyche and you're tuning into things, you're moving towards maybe your hopes and dreams and aspirations. The full moon in Pisces is going to bring the yin and yang effect of that. So you'll get, oh gosh, that didn't work. Hey, now we know how to do something. So it doesn't have to be a negative thing, but it's definitely tying up those loose ends so you're prepared for all that new energy. With feng shui and things to that degree, we always say bring new energy into the house. It's a great time at the moment to be doing clearing of the house. Yeah, I felt like that on the way home, Google. I was like, nope, let's get in and do the videos and then I can go deal with that. We'll deal with the toothbrush energy, because there's a lot of purging at the moment. So purging can come through your intestinal system. It can come through nausea and things to that degree. And now he's calling me. Sorry, doll, I can't talk. I'm working. So anything with that frequency at hand, pay attention to it. If you need support and you want to book a reading, feel free, and I can give you some tips and tools and we can work through your energy system. twin flame path, astrology, you know, whatever you're wanting to look at. Also connecting with your guides and your loved ones that are passed over, which is very thick at the moment, in a sense that the energy is actually around us. It's very deep with the Pisces energy. If you're finding there's hauntings and things to that degree, it is because we have Neptune and Pisces. From a manifestation point of view and your ambitions, they're all coming up. It's very Mars energy. You know, getting things done, getting finances in order. It's all going to be popping off for you this month. And I really feel, be careful of what you're speaking, okay? So because you have Pisces in your third house, it can say that, yes, some of you may be upgrading a vehicle. Your hopes and dreams and your cars, yes, because it's third house placement. It's also your surroundings. You're wanting a more spiritual, holistic way of living. If you have a very neutral environment and it's very peaceful and tranquil, it's going to benefit you. Make space in your home, whatever that environment is. If you've outgrown it, you'll find you'll be throwing things out. You'll be doing things to that degree. So you'll energetically have that 3D kind of clearing going on. But with the Pisces energy, yes, be cautious with speaking the truth of your dreams. But yeah, be careful of psychology can come up. So sometimes it's good to actually journal. You may see, you know, patterns forming in your communication. And you're going to find, again, you can have a lot of people coming towards you at the moment that are requiring spiritual updates, or it could be a lot of people who are needy and emotional are coming at you, and it's like driving you back crazy, okay? But overall, with your career sector, I am seeing by mid-month, you're going to find things are going to start moving. So if there has been stagnation to do with anything that you've wanted to achieve, I do feel by the time we hit mid-month, on around the 13th, and it'll probably be before that, to be quite honest, you'll feel you're going 20 steps back and then bang, you're going to be going 50 steps forward. So do be prepared for that. Any contracts, any employment situations, any home-related dynamics, you name it, it is it. It will be running forward like a bat out of hell, because we do have Jupiter in Capricorn going direct, and then Saturn on the 29th in Capricorn going direct. Now, let's see your money, guys. Stress. Okay. Let's look at your 11th house placement. Yes. Between now and October, it should bode a lot better. You will find once Pluto goes direct, if you're trying to tie up loose ends, again, I do feel this clean-up effect. It might be having to pay alimony and things to that degree. Whatever it is that you're putting your energy into at a financial level, some of you might be feeling it's very karmic in nature and it's never going to end. You know, I'm here to tell you with the transit, yes, it is. Maybe directly right now you're not seeing a solution, but there are some situations that you're tying up. Some of you, this can be an investment as per se, where you're putting money into a situation or money's coming back from a situation. And again, I do feel in the next 2 to 3 months, it's really flowing a lot better. So please have faith in that process. Again, your self-esteem is really going to build. You know, that there I don't think is the issue at this point, but I do feel busy energy. So again, if you're really spreading yourself fine like butter, try and get yourself grounded. You can use crystals and meditation to assist you, but really having time out, I feel, you know, having time out to not worry about it and letting solutions to come to you if you don't have them at this point. Your career sector balance is coming. So again, I am hearing with the air element with your ruin, and with this card being the energy of balance, I do really feel, you know, if you guys feel that your employment sector is just no, really please trust in that. And I think it'll come heavier by mid-month. Something in a sense you're digging through and you're completing it. Some of you aren't owning certain things, and some of you are taking more time to recoup. So that even could be a holiday, so to speak. But however you're trying to manage your career sector, be it you're applying, you're tuning into what the current trend is, where you should be. Again, I do feel take a balanced approach to the situation. Be rational with the way in which you are approaching it. And I do feel you'll get the best out of the situation. Some of you, there also could be a contract that is going to be signed. And even though this is your career sector, it can be things that you're working on. So if you're trying to work through situations and create balance, please do continue, because I am being shown that, yes, the balance is going to return. That's another download. We'll get to that. Your guides are really noisy today. They've got a lot to tell you. So this, if you find I'm speaking fast, it's because they're really screaming at me. Okay, now your surroundings. Now, many of you are looking at what you like, what you don't like. So you got tribe energy coming through. This is tribe, you know. This can be, again, and this has been coming through very loudly this month. Connections as a whole, people's opinions as to how they should be. It does make sense because we have Aries and Chiron in retrograde. So people's perspective with the crown chakra and their wounds and their 3D notion of life, there can be some ego surrounding the way in which they feel you should have connections, what your role is, what their role is. So I do feel some of you also may be joining with a group to actually launch a business. This is for some of you. Some of you may be getting tips off tribe energy and your 11th house placement, which is friends, clubs, associates, and aspirations. And also linking between now and 2021. I keep seeing that as a major theme. And again, the guides really aren't showing past March. And that's due to some of the transits, because it really does depend on if we actually learn certain lessons, if we can go through to that next round of where we're going. But it's an odd vibration, but nevertheless, that's the way they're showing me. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this because they want me to elaborate further. Where are the clarifying cards, please? There. Tribe, eh? Some of you, I do feel... you may be actually hearing through a friendship group in relation to a love interest. There could be gossip coming in relation to this. Yeah, they're just gossiping. Please do not listen to what they're saying. Whatever this is, they're not a friend. Like, it does feel shady behavior, or, you know, in relation to somebody you're currently not with. They're not wanting me to talk anymore about it. They're basically saying, take it with a grain of salt. It's not what you think. Wait and see, please. Yeah, and it takes your vibration down. So don't tap into it. You know, it's gossip. It's just gossip. Okay, now. I'm also seeing, again, I keep being shown that some of your hopes and dreams through people around you, they're actually, how do I place it? It could be something that, you know, you're merely having a conversation about, but it can actually go from a hobby to a direct job. And this could be in a group with people surrounding you. I'm also seeing for some of you family business. And again, it can be maybe plans, or some of you maybe are going into a shared house situation. This can only be for a couple of you, but it's a weird download that they're giving me. It's like something to do with a group of you are getting together, and it is after the energy moves from Venus in Cancer to Venus in Leo, I believe, but it's mid-month. I also see some of you have a legacy coming. Now, this is an old energy. It's not a new situation. If there was money that was owed to you, I see it's coming back, but some of you have an inheritance. It's like there's a family heirloom, so to speak. And I do feel it's coming back to you. I don't feel you too fast. It's like you don't really care if you do or don't have it. But this situation for some of you can be coming as a surprise, and it was something that somebody left you. Have fun with that. I don't think you're fussed by it either way, but they're like, this is yours. And you're like, oh, okay. Now your family. Okay. Okay, your family at the moment, they can be quite different at the moment. Different in a sense that 1 minute they're hot, 1 minute they're cold. One minute they're very grounded. Look, it's part of the spiritual process. There can be somebody in your surroundings that you deem as family that might be getting married. There can be an offer. But there's something as well that you're very focused in one area. I feel it's almost like you feel like you're the black sheep of the family. And it doesn't mean that they look at you badly. It's just you feel foreign compared to the way they're perceiving and feeling something. You find it quite slightly amusing, but you're just really in your own head at the moment, looking at life and very focused in one direction at the moment. So I feel either A, you're directly taking a little bit of time away, or B, you're just observing the demeanor and the behavior. I'm finding you quite observant at the moment. It doesn't feel like you're taking it personal. You find it's a bit strange at times, but overall you're very focused. Now, your crowning energy in love is love, so it's funny that, and I do feel it's because we had the Venus in Cancer. The energy there is very fixated on that. You want to be doing things that make you passionate. You're focusing on your hopes and goals. Some of you are feeling too tired. Some of you don't feel there's a solution, point blank zero. And that's because you're purging. But the clarity is, look, once Venus moves into Leo, things will start moving. It is an egoic purge. Maybe you feel this person is very, very stubborn and you're really trusting your psychic downloads with Neptune and Pisces, but you're looking at the devil in the detail. You're actually taking it back to yourself and you're saying, okay, do I actually want this? Try not to cement everything in stone, because this transit at the moment, it's there to heal. It's there to help us look at different polarities, not necessarily that it is set in stone. Yes, some situations definitely we may choose to set in stone, and that's from a higher vibration point of view. But ultimately, it's a very psychoanalytical way of looking at things, head over heart, head versus 3D, past, present, future. You're really trying to look at the bigger picture. And you're kind of torn in two directions. You're like, do I, don't I? Some of you do have two love interests. And just sort of like, it could be two direct paths, two ways it can go. Or you feel you're multitasking, but your head keeps reverting back to this. Look, coming forward in the future, you are going to be moving into the Magician energy. And I really do feel it's more on your side of the fence than the other parties, which most of the other videos, Zodiac signs, they were relating to it differently. But with you being Capricorn energy, whatever's up in the air, you're going to be getting the downloads. You potentially could be getting a lot of communication. And it doesn't have to be in 3D. It can be through hearsay, gossip. But I do feel a physical conversation occurring. And again, I still feel you're really taking the approach of observing and listening and really not saying much, because you're very perplexed with it. You're like, are your actions and your words going to match? How do I take this? You're not surprised that you know this person. You know how this person is. So you're directly saying, unless this person heals, this stagnation and these dilemmas you have at hand, it can even be that there is an unstable person in the surroundings linking to this situation, especially with the devil card here. Yeah, maybe they're pulling porcupines, but so you're wavering, you're going back and forth, and you're like, is this a done deal? Can this be? Is this ever going to come together? So it's like you've got your backup plan. And I know that sounds terrible, but you're being rational about the situation. You're like, okay, I need to look at this. I've got self-worth energy. You're in the Magician energy. Yeah, this is really, depending on what vibration you're taking from a spiritual point of view, a lot of you energetically that have gone through an awakening process and you're still going through the transformative effects, throat chakra, you're allowing people to do their own work. You might take it personal for a little bit, but then you're kind of coming back to it going, look, you can lead a horse to water. Funny enough, this ruin actually links to horse, but you can't make it drink, and you don't want to. You're wanting this to flow like a river without it having to be forced. I do think for those of you that are in this connection, I'm seeing a lot happening on your partner's side. And you may find it quite amusing observing them. When you're observing them, you're finding it that they've got a lot coming at them. So whatever they're dealing with at a psychological level, it's a lot. But you're observing the way in which they're handling these problems. And I feel after they've dealt with these problems, you kind of go, are you right? You know, can we now deal with the devil in the detail? Let's look at this. Any last messages? Let me look at your chart. Okay, we are having a new moon in Virgo as well. And you could maybe by mid-month have a lot of trouble, especially with Jupiter going direct and your 9th house activation. You might have also been already busy. And again, 9th house can link to religion, education, foreign countries. So if you're assessing a connection and wondering whether you should stay or go, that for you guys can be coming up. And again, locational, you know, where you are, where you work, where you want to be. Maybe even, you know, going elsewhere. But a lot of you have already reached that, you know, for the next 2.5 years, the way in which you perceive connections, marriages, is spirituality is going to be very different, and it's transforming. And the highest energy is coming up with your healthy communication, healthy movement, doing things local, and maybe even fine-tuning your schedule to a degree and the people you're mixing with. But definitely you are very willing to leave people behind if they're toxic, because your 11th house, you're not going to stay stagnant. If you feel and you have assessed something, if you've had endings and new beginnings all the time, it's because of your 11th house placement. You're very, that Pluto energy there is this resonating with me or isn't it? And if it's not, you simply will not entertain it. So it's interesting that you guys are the devil card in the tarot, because it's almost like you are aware that you will not play devil's advocate. You're like, look, this isn't working. Okay, goodbye. This is working great. Okay, we're working on it. Yeah, you got the power, right? You can be masculine in demeanor with dealing with these individuals. Any questions before I come back and do the Aries video? Any questions in the house? I hope this has helped. I'll be back mid-month for romance, and I will be doing regular twin flame updates after this. Yeah, you guys definitely aren't impressed with something. You're keeping your cards close to your chest, though. You're definitely not saying anything. You're like, It's almost like, that's nice. But, yeah, don't be surprised if you actually do, like, pop up. But home and tribe, there's lots of transformations going on, but home and tribe might be a bit testing at the moment. Clearing and check. Okay. I will love you and leave you. If you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. I will see you back here shortly. And stay tuned for the regular videos I'll be doing. On light.